close to 30,000 square foot eye care center. We do everything from major retinal surgery to cataract surgery to routine eye care to nutritional eye care, glasses, contact lenses. We've got a large optical and optical lab. We've got everything we need all under one roof. Dr. Seaborn Hunt is our cataract surgeon. Dr. Michael Tolentino is actually the retina doctor, a world-renowned Harvard-trained retina doctor that is there on Fridays. And of course, Dr. Yeti Exposito, one of our board-certified optometric physicians. So Lange Eye Institute, we're available 5 days a week for your eye care. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute. If you're not happy with your eye doctor, or you want a second opinion, or you want a doctor that is more in tune to nutrition and natural approaches for your eye care, you can call 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. That is the Lange Eye Institute. Also, you can learn more if you simply go to drmichaellang.com, drmichaellang.com, or langeyecare.com. Okay, the phone lines are open, 1-866-977-4820. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. Also, you can watch me on News Talk Florida, right there on Facebook, News Talk Florida on Facebook, and you can watch live. And you can always pick these shows up. You can watch the show later on during the week if you go to YouTube channel, Ocular Health. YouTube channel, Ocular Health. All right. Let's see. Before we go to the next call, I got to apologize first for being, let's see, out of the office for the last 2 weeks. Let's see, 2 weeks ago, my daughter Mackenzie had a big volleyball game in Atlanta. It was the Big South tournament. It's kind of a regional tournament. And I got to shout out to the Heat, 13 Elite Heat volleyball team, girls volleyball team. They won that tournament in their division, and now they're going to the Junior Olympics in June in Michigan. That's the Nationals. So 13 Elite Heat. Mackenzie Lang is on that team. They did very well. They played cohesively as a great team, and I'm really proud of all of them, each and every player. And then last week, I was in Nashville with Fortify Vitamins. Mandy and myself were over there talking to doctors from all over the country about the latest in nutrition for eye care. So it was a big conference in Nashville. That's a pretty neat town, Nashville, Tennessee. And so I am in the saddle today. This is sometime in April, middle of April, I guess. I will be live next week as well. And we got a very welcome guest who was a guest a few months back. Dr. Karen Heck will be a guest next week with me. So make sure you tune in and watch. She's one of the leading authorities on astaxanthin. I developed Fortify Focus that has the astaxanthin in it, and she's a world-leading authority. She is with a company called Astareal, which is the top country that develops astaxanthin. That's next week, Dr. Karen Heck, and myself, Dr. Michael Lang. All right, we're going to the phones. Bob, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, Dr. Lang. Good to have you back on the air this Saturday morning.
It's good to be here.
How did you do in your car? Well, you didn't race last week, right?
No, I was out. I was not. I was in Nashville last week at a conference, and I wasn't able to race. So I don't actually race at Sebring. Next race is at Sebring at the end of the month on a Saturday and a Sunday coming up at the end of the month.
All right. Well, I have a quick question. Dr. Lang, I viewed a start of a video clip, a cardiologist, and not Spears, but he said that he had found that in the skin of a tomato, as well as in the seeds, there's a component called lectin, Lectin, and he was attributing that to a man's ability to hold fat cells. You know anything about that?
Yeah, I'm not a leading authority on the whole thing with tomato skin right now, and the benefits or the non-benefits of tomato. You're talking about the skin of the tomato, right?
Yes, as well as the seeds, he said.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to research that a little bit. I don't, tomatoes are high in lycopene, which is a carotenoid. But as far as that goes, tomatoes are on my list of foods that I'm supposed to stay away from the Hemico when I did a food sensitivity test. So since I don't consume a lot of it, I don't research a lot of it. And as far as tomatoes go in the eye, there's no research that tomatoes are fantastic for the eye. I mean, tomatoes aren't bad, but I don't know anything about the whole benefits you're just talking about. But I tell you what, I'll research that and tell you what I think about it next week.
All right. Very good. Well, we'll withhold the question again until next week then.
Sounds like a plan, Bob.
Thanks, Dr. Lange. Good talking to you again.
All right, you too. Take care. All right, Bob always has a lot of great questions. All right, phone lines are open, 1-866-977-4820. That's 1-866-977-4820. Let's see who's on the hold next. Might be Steve. Steve in Clearwater, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Remember last week we had that conversation as to why Americans have more problem with their left eyes, and you talked about driving and stuff?
Right.
You might have hit on something this might even be more. The mirrors are not mirrors. They're curved, which makes them lenses, which means they can magnify.
That's absolutely
right. You see, they curve the mirror so that you can see more. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ever seen that thing on the side view mirror says things are closer than they appear?
Right.
Well, in some of them you have concave mirrors and convex mirrors, depending. The semi trucks are particularly bad because they would concentrate that light. And what do? When you adjust the mirror, you aim it right at your eye.
Yeah.
And some of the ones that the semi drivers use, I think this might be a much more of a problem than people realize. I mean, it's not just a reflection off like a mirror. It's actually lensing into your eye.
Right.
It's concentrating.
It's interesting, Steve. I wonder. I have to look at the mirror because a concave mirror is going to actually minimize, and a convex lens is going to magnify, and the magnification one would probably be more harmful. I wonder what mirrors do on the vehicle. Interesting. I think we lost you. Yeah, I think I'm having some computer issues, actually. All right, maybe not now. All right, let's see. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. We're going to take some more phone calls. I think I lost a couple of you. Give me a call back, 866-977-4820, 866-977-4820. Steve does bring a valid point. So is the increased risk of cataracts on the left side if you're in America and eye problems related to the window, all right, and all the wind and the ultraviolet light coming through? Probably so, but also he brings up a valid point. Can the mirror, that left rear view mirror, increase magnification and zap your eyes with that harmful UV light as it's reflected, especially with the window down? It's a good possibility. All right, we're going to talk about digestion in just a minute. We got a lot to talk about, but we're going to go to the phones. Jerry in Inverness, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Lange. I was wondering if you could help me. Can you tell me the benefits of kale, especially for the eyes?
Oh, absolutely. Kale is a power food, okay? Kale and spinach are two of the best things in the world for the eye, especially organic kale. Now, you got to remember, kale is one of the dirty dozen. So is spinach. So if you eat kale and spinach, it's got to be organic. That's one time you got to bite the bullet and spend a little extra money because if it's not organic, it's filled with a lot of pesticide that you definitely don't want to be putting in your body. And also, a lot of people think, well, raw kale and raw spinach is better for me, but that's absolutely not the correct choice. You need to either gently cook it, steam it, juice it, chop it, you got to do something to break down that cell wall. It's a chlorophyll-based cell wall that's very hard for humans to digest. A cow can digest a green chlorophyll-based cell wall, but humans have a very difficult time, so it's hard to digest. That's one reason when you eat kale and spinach, it's great for fat loss because it takes a lot of calories to actually burn it, and you never burn it, so you're actually requiring energy and burning calories trying to digest kale. Now, so you throw it in with your eggs in the morning, all right? You throw it in with your pasta, your gluten-free pasta. You put it in your smoothie and you juice it, whatever you're doing. And certainly you can eat it raw because raw is going to give you some fiber, but just not the benefits of it. And now the question is, what are the benefits? The biggest nutrient, kale is filled with all sorts of vitamins and minerals, but the main source is a carotenoid, a xanthophyll that is actually called lutein, all right? And lutein is in the xanthophyll family, and it has been shown to break down into something called mesozeaxanthin. And both lutein zeaxanthin and mesozeaxanthin are very high in the center of your retina, known as the macula. When you eat a lot of kale, it improves what we call macular pigment density, and that actually screens the harmful ultraviolet light and, more importantly, the harmful high-intensity visible spectrum that comes from the digital world that we all live in now. The LED TV, the LED lights, the computer, the iPad, the smartphone, all of this stuff. That blue light actually harms our eyes, especially our retina. So eating more kale is going to act kind of as a protective internal blue filtering screen due to the lutein that converts to the mesozeaxanthin. You throw in some orange bell peppers, all right, because that's high in zeaxanthin, and some goji berries, which are high in zeaxanthin, and then saute it all together in coconut oil with wild Alaskan salmon. It's got to be wild salmon. And I got to tell you, you got the best power meal in the world for your eye and your brain.
Thank you, Dr. Lange.
All right. My pleasure.
Appreciate that.
All right. You have a good one.
Bye now.
Yep, so we all should consume more kale and spinach. Remember, organic. However, this is a big however, a lot of our listeners out there have atrial fibrillation, and these people that have atrial fibrillation, some of them are still on an older drug called Coumadin or warfarin, and you have to be very careful. You don't want to be consuming a lot of kale and spinach unless you consume the same exact amount on a daily basis, because it will interfere with the prothrombin time. So you can talk to your doctor that has you on the Coumadin and say, hey, listen, I listen to Dr. Lange on the radio. I have some health issues in my eye. I have some retinal problems. I'd like to eat a little kale every day. Can I eat a half a cup of kale every day? And they'll say, yeah, as long as you eat a half a cup of kale every day. It's kind of like your aspirin. If you start taking a baby aspirin every day, you got to continue taking that baby aspirin every day. Otherwise, you can get something called the rebound effect. And actually, you stop your baby aspirin, and you might end up having a stroke or heart attack. So remember, if you're on aspirin therapy, and there's nothing wrong with aspirin therapy as long as you don't have any bleeding disorders, a baby aspirin, even a half a baby aspirin, combined with your omega-3 fish oil. I'm holding one up in the camera right now that I developed called Fortify Super Omega. There's some studies that indicate that very low dosage of the baby aspirin combined with omega-3 fish oil works synergistically together at reducing the chance of you having a stroke or heart attack and lowering inflammation in the body. Now, somebody that's 40, 50 years of age or even 60 years of age and very healthy, I wouldn't recommend it. But, you're 75, 85 years of age, a little bit overweight, triglycerides are high, C-reactive protein is high, all of these things, cholesterols are high, and you're not exercising, then talk to your doctor about the possibility of a baby aspirin or half a baby aspirin combined with a good omega-3 fish oil. I said a good omega-3 fish oil. And remember, the rebound effect is always there, so don't stop it unless your doctor tells you to, okay? All right, phone lines are open. If you got a question, give me a call. I'm Dr. Michael Lange. 866-977-4820. That's 866-977-4820. We're broadcasting from News Talk 820 here in Largo, Florida. 97.3 FM, The Sky in Gainesville, Florida. Also, we're waiting for any callers from The Sky. I want to know if we're coming in loud and clear if we're a live show from The Sky this morning. And then we're on another radio station here. I think it's 98.3. It might be 98.3 here, FM in Pinellas County. So those are 3 stations. And we go on a lot of other variety of networks. We used to be in Montgomery, New Orleans, Atlanta, over on the Space Coast. And we try different stations for about 4, 5, 6 months, and then we go off of them and try some other ones. So we're always going to be on these 3 stations, however. So you can literally hear my voice from the Keys up to Gulf Shores, Alabama, Valdosta, Georgia, and everywhere in between. All right. Remember, you can learn more at drmichaellange.com or langeyecare.com. If you go to drmichaellange.com, you can follow me. There's a social media section. You know, I'm out there on the social media, usually giving tidbits of advice or some really good codes, discount codes that I run for a day or two. So if you follow me on Twitter, Michael Lang OD on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all sorts of other places you can follow me on social media, but you can find out all about those at drmichaellang.com. That's simply drmichaellang.com. Don't spell it out. Don't put a period after doctor. All right. And you also can pick me up in Tallahassee. All right. So once again, if you got a question, phone lines are open. I am live, you know, so a lot of people get kind of ticked off because I go 2-3 weeks sometimes with a tape. And they might think today's a tape, but today the date is April. What is the date? I'm talking to Tim. April 13th? April 6th?
Today is April 14th.
April 14th. You see, I never know what day. I like, at least I know the month. April 14th, 2018. So you know I'm live. Now, if this is a tape, you'll know that it will be a tape. But remember, next week I'll be live again with Dr. Karen Heck from Astereel talking about the powers of astaxanthin. Also, you can always watch me if you get bored. If you want to have a good way to go to sleep at night, you can watch some of these videos. Although you can watch some of my race videos too. They'll keep you on the table's end. If you go to YouTube and go to Ocular Health channel, simply Ocular Health, you can join that channel and you can watch all the videos I've done over the last 5-6 years or so, as well as some of the race videos and some other little videos I've made about anti-aging and nutrition. That's Ocular Health channel on YouTube. All right, we're getting ready to go back to the phones, but I want to talk briefly about digestion. It's very important for us to digest our food. That's the most important thing. So if we talk about digestion, overall health gets better. Overall health gets better. Ocular health gets better. Many patients have very dry eyes. Many patients have macular degeneration, glaucoma, chronic inflammation in their eye called uveitis and iritis. And all of these things, believe it or not, can be helped through proper digestion. So I'm going to go over my steps of digestion really quickly before we go to the next call. Number one, you start out in the morning. One day you can have a glass of lemon water. You know, put lemon and 8 ounces of good spring water. I don't recommend reverse osmosis. I don't recommend distilled because there's no minerals in it. It's leached of minerals and very acidic. So like spring water, like Evian or even Zephyr Hills, Fiji, you know, Ozark Mountain in the glass bottle, Saratoga in that glass bottle, any good spring water, and squeeze some lemon in it, drink it down. One day use apple cider vinegar with the mother. I love apple cider vinegar with the mother. It's got enzymes and probiotics. It really aids in digestion. Fortify Vitamins has developed an enzyme that you can take called Fortify Enzymes. You take that 5 minutes before any of your meals. It'll aid in digestion, breaking down all the food. And probiotics you would take on an empty stomach. It gives you the good bacteria that you need to digest and break down the food. Fortify makes a probiotic. You can learn more about their enzymes and their probiotics at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE. Eat some fermented foods during the day, all right? Things that are fermented, very good for you. 5 small meals a day. And that's right, 5 times a day you need to eat. That improves metabolism and gives you the energy so your blood sugar remains fairly stable and it's not going up and down. So 5 small meals, okay? Don't eat until you're full. 5 small meals, you should still be hungry after eating. And when you drink water, don't drink until you're bloated. Small meals, small glasses of water. Don't drink with your meal. Chew your food 30, 40, 50 times a day. Don't drink about 15 to 20 minutes on either side because that's going to dilute the hydrochloric acid and the activity that goes on in your stomach. So you want your food to be broken down naturally, not diluting it with water. So all of this is very important. I recommend people trying to go on a gluten-free and a FODMAP-free diet. You can look up gluten-free. You can look up FODMAP-free, especially if you have digestive problems. It could be related to the FODMAPs. It could be related to the gluten. By the same token, oats have some things that are very similar to gluten. If you're going to eat oatmeal, make sure it's fermented. It's not fermented. Well, yeah, fermented oatmeal, or it's sprouted oatmeal, or you soak it overnight, your raw oats, soak it overnight in spring water, and maybe add some apple cider vinegar to it because an acid medium helps break down the phytic acid or the phytates that are in the oats that acts as an anti-nutrient. Also, exercise, okay? Remember, just get out and walk, jog, bicycle, lay on the floor if you can get back up and do a few crunches. Exercise is going to increase motility of the digestive system. Not only is it going to burn calories, but it's going to aid in your digestion. So those are some helpful hints from Dr. Lange. Lastly, I'm holding something up in front of Facebook right now, superfood. This is called Fortify Organic Blue-Green Superfood. All of you out there listening that know you have these bloated feelings in your stomach, a lot of it could be related to your food. Now, all of it may not. You could have something serious, but oftentimes it's something in the food that you're consuming or the beverages that you're drinking. So Fortify Organic Blue-Green Superfood is not only certified organic, gluten-free, it's FODMAP-free too. So it doesn't have any of the fruits and vegetables that cause bloating and fermentation in the gut. Very good. It's 13 servings of organically grown fruits and vegetables. You should take a scoop of this and a scoop of the protein I'm holding up. I like the chocolate flavor, Fortify Super Protein. It's a complete meal. As a matter of fact, today that's going to be my lunch. 1 scoop of Fortify chocolate superfood protein and 1 scoop of the superfood. And that's my lunch today. I'm trying to take 10, 15 pounds off by tomorrow. Not by tomorrow. Wow. By next week. So I'm going to be biking 2 hours every day, hitting the gym, burning some calories, and consuming a lot less. I'm trying to lose 10 pounds by next week and another 10 pounds by the following week. And I've done that before, 20 pounds in 2 weeks. It's not that difficult for me to do it because I got a big race coming up. And one of the best ways to go faster in a race car is to be lighter. So that combined with my lithium battery, the new race seat, carbon fiber race seat, is going to save me 30 pounds. And me losing 20 pounds, I'm going to take that checkered flag and hopefully in good standing. All right, let's go back to the phones. Steve in Bradenton, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How we doing?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, okay, I guess. I got a question about when you lose your vision from diabetes and it just kind of gets worse every day. Do you finally go all the way blind, or do you still have some vision?
That's a tough one, Steve. You've been going through this for a while now, and diabetes is the leading cause of blindness in this country. Okay, macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision impairment, but diabetes is the leading cause of blindness. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. Yes, you can go blind. You can go totally blind from diabetes. Now, you've got a great ophthalmologist. You got a great retina specialist. You listen to this show. You're doing everything you can from a natural approach, a nutritional standpoint. There's not a lot more you can do. Okay. A little prayer never hurts. So, I got to keep the faith and, prepare for the worst. And if it doesn't happen, you're actually in pretty good shape. Now, I got to tell you, Steve, there's some amazing technology that we have available today and that we're going to have tomorrow that's even better, where they're actually taking people that are totally blind, no lights out, no light perception, and then giving them some semblance of vision. Some of them are able to get in a car. I've talked about this a few times on this radio show, and get in a car and drive through a maze without hitting the sides of the wall. And these are people that didn't even have eyes. Now they have a type of a bionic eye, if you will. So you're still relatively young. I think you're in your 60s, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you're young. Like I said, you got to keep the faith, follow your doctor's directions, keep listening to this show. If that happens to you, it can be very depressing, and you will cope with it, and you'll deal with it. The good thing is this. You always got to look on the bright side of the coin. You got good hearing because you can hear me on the show. I've got patients of mine that are just about totally blind and totally deaf. Now, that's scary, okay? So you got to hang in there. That's all I can say, and keep doing what you're doing.
Is there any kind of eye drops that would help my situation that you could recommend?
Well, I mean, it is very important to lubricate the eyes because one of the biggest reasons for vision impairment in everybody is dry eye, especially when we get 50 or 60 years of age. The corneas dehydrate, the optics become very poor. So if you already have some compromised vision, it is just worse than that much more. So it's very simple to lubricate the eyes. The problem is it's kind of like the vitamins and the fish oil you buy over the counter. Most of the artificial tears aren't any good. They're filled with lots of, preservatives and bad chemicals that can actually aggravate the tear film. So I always recommend, number one, preservative-free lubricant. So if you're going to buy something over the counter, make sure it's preservative-free. Probably TheraTears is my favorite one, the preservative-free version that you can buy over the counter. Then you have Sustain preservative-free, probably close second. However, my two favorites that you can't buy over the counter are Oasis Tears Plus and then Blink preservative-free. Now, people can buy Blink over the counter even at Walmart, but it's made in China and it's got preservatives in it. So the one you can buy through the doctor's office is Blink preservative-free or Oasis Tears Plus. I like both of those because they have a little bit of hyaluronic acid in it, which is a natural anti-inflammatory that helps bind to the epithelium. And remember, dry eye is keratoconjunctivitis sicca, so that is inflammation, and this can help with the inflammation, thus help with the dry eye. And you can get it through Lange Eye Institute. You can order it online at fortify.com. You can call Fortify Vitamins. For those people out there listening, I'm going to give you the toll-free number because, believe it or not, we have a lot of people that don't have computer access, but they do use the phone. So the phone number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. And one more time, that's 866-503-9746. But, Steve, you're not there yet. You still have some vision, right?
Yes, I do, but I can tell on a daily basis it's getting a little bit worse every day, you know?
Yeah.
It's just things are getting, I'm like myopic, like I'm nearsighted and I need glasses, and they said I don't need glasses, it wouldn't help me.
Yeah, and how's your
so
blood?
I'm assuming that's what it is.
How's your fasting blood sugar and hemoglobin A1C been?
5.5.
That's fine. And fasting blood sugar in the mornings is usually near 100?
It's around 100, 110, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so you're doing fine there. So chances are, tell me if I'm right, your blood sugar hasn't always been under as good a control as it is now.
Oh, years ago when I first discovered I had the diabetes, it was out of control, you know, because I weighed 350 pounds back then, you know.
Right. Wow.
And then when I got on the medicine and got it all controlled, but I guess the damage has already been done, right?
Right. A lot of that damage probably was when you were overweight and your blood sugar was out of control. That's absolutely correct. But like I said, keep the faith. We'll look to the future. I'm not going to dwell on the past. Try not to let it get you depressed. Easier said than done, right?
Yeah. What kind of time frame am I looking at on this progressively getting worse disease here?
I mean, that's hard to say. Steve, you may never get any worse from here on. I mean, I have diabetics for 30 years that I've monitored that got to a point and then they never got any worse. By the same token, you could have a full-blown retinal detachment tomorrow and both eyes, God forbid, go totally blind. So, I mean, nobody could be able to tell you that. And if any doctor tells you that, you need to go the other way as fast as you can.
I wanted to compliment your guy over at the vitamin place, Danny.
Right?
Man, he is excellent. I called and got some Focus delivered here 2 days ago, and he just takes care of things so good. He's a very friendly guy.
Ah, that's great to hear. I love to hear positive things about my employees.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate your feedback.
Okay, doctor. All right, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, you hang in there, and I'm always available.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Right. And I'm literally always available for my listeners, for my patients, for my friends, my family. I don't sleep. I'm going to give you all my email. Steve, you probably have it already. If you don't, make sure you write it down right now. My personal email is idude92@icloud.com. I'm going to spell that out. That's EYEDUDE 92@icloud.com. iCloud is just the letter I and cloud.com. take advantage of that. If you got a question, you're shy, you don't want to be heard over the radio waves, certainly send me an email. This is not going to replace an eye exam or a medical exam. It's educational purposes only, but maybe I can enlighten you. Maybe I can educate you. Maybe I can point you in the right direction. So iDude92 at iCloud.com. I used to have AOL, but don't go to the AOL email address because I don't check that. I probably got 50,000 emails and it would be crazy to get caught up. But I stay caught up on the iCloud because it comes to my cell phone. All right. Phone lines are open, 1-866-977-4820. If you live near the Ocala area, you can actually drive to the Fortify headquarters, and it's right there on 17th Street in Ocala. So if you go down 200 past my old location on the left, keep going down where all the car dealerships are on 200, make a right at 17th Street, go down about 2 blocks, you'll see Fortify Vitamins on the right. It's in a little warehouse area there. It's right next door to Wood U. It's Fortify Vitamins. We're open Monday through Friday. It is a retail setting as well as our distribution center for Paleo Simplified and Fortify Vitamins. You can actually go in there and try. Talk to Danny, talk to Harper, talk to Mandy, talk to Miss Nita. You can try any of our products before you buy them. So you can try the superfood, you can try the protein, the naked, the chocolate, the vanilla. We'll mix it up for you in a little smoothie for free. You can have your lunch or breakfast there. We'll combine them and let you try them and see what you think. So one more time, if you want to order any of these products, go to fortify.com, or here's the phone number for Fortify Vitamins, 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Remember, the enzymes and the probiotics are on there. Remember, it's very important to aid your digestion. All of you that are bloated, all right, tenderness, pain right under your sternum, all right, that's your stomach. Well, you could have pancreatitis too, but you can also oftentimes help that dramatically if you do those steps that we talked about. 5 small meals a day, lemon water, apple cider vinegar water, take the Fortify enzymes and the Fortify probiotics. Like I said, 5 small meals a day, chew your food 40 times. Don't drink water with your meal. Drink it about 20 minutes before, 20 minutes after. Try going on gluten-free and FODMAP-free. The dirty dozen fruits and vegetables have to be organically grown. Make sure you have alkalized water or spring water. I don't recommend the tap because there's some negative chemicals in the tap water. And a little exercise. Everybody can exercise, even if you're in a wheelchair. You can do a little exercise. You can wheel around. Now, obviously, if you have congestive heart failure or something like that and you have severe asthma, talk to your physician before you're exercising because that might put you in the grave early. Who knows? That might be a good thing. Once we die, we might say, geez, we should have died a lot earlier, you think? Something to think about. Some of those things you go, All right, we got some people loading up here on the phone. Before we take the next call, I do want to mention this protein has been on fire. The one I'm holding up right here is called Fortify Super Protein. This is chocolate flavor. We got it in vanilla and chocolate. We can't keep that stuff in stock. After we sponsored the Mr. Olympia contest, we got bodybuilders all over the country ordering this. We got eye doctors, we got patients, we got people into anti-aging. Remember, good whey protein concentrate is one of the best ways to stimulate your immune system on the market. It is covalent bonded cysteine that converts to glutathione, the master antioxidant in the body. Some very important nutrients in whey protein concentrate called lactoferrin and CLA also stimulate your immune system. Great for dry eyes, too. That's not in a vegetable protein. Also, Consumer Reports tested not too long ago showing how most and some of the big famous vegetable-based proteins were filled with heavy metals. So be very careful. All you vegans out there, you may want to think about drinking a whey protein concentrate. Now, a whey protein concentrate has the good fats. I don't recommend the isolates because they've been acid washed to get rid of the fats. Good fats are good for you. Remember, fat doesn't make you fat. Too many carbs make you fat. So you have to find out the source of your protein. Find out where it's from. If it's from America, that's okay. If it's from New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, that's great. New Zealand is where we get our protein. It's grass-fed all year round. New Zealand, the island, has very strict regulations on the grass that the cows eat. So I trust New Zealand protein. So here's the biggie. We're not discounting Fortify Super Protein. Well, actually we are. If you buy 3 of these, any 3 products on the Fortify website, you can use LEC 20%. That stands for Lange Eye Care, but LEC 20%. Anytime you buy 3 things from Fortify, you get 20% off. But I got a special. I told you the chocolate and the vanilla we can't keep in stock. I mean, we keep manufacturing. But I have one called Naked Protein. And the reason I have Naked Protein, I go to a lot of these holistic, naturopathic, anti-aging conferences, and they want something just as pure can be. They don't want anything. They don't want any flavor. They don't want any stevia. They don't want any chocolate. They don't want vanilla. They don't want anything, guar gum or lecithin. They want just pure. So I developed Fortify Naked Protein. It's $6 cheaper or $5 cheaper, but it gets really cheap for you right now since I have so much of it, and it just doesn't move because it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste bad. Taste is very important. We're going 40% off on the Paleo Simplified version. It is Fortify. It's the same thing. All I did was label it with Paleo Simplified so we could get into some of the big box stores. Fortify is only in doctors' channels and on the web. So if you go to fortify.com, all right, and you go to the Paleo Simplified Naked Protein, take this promo code, Paleo40, and put that in when you check out or when you call. You can tell them you want the Paleo40 promotion code. That's 40% off $40. So let me tell you, that is the cheapest naked whey protein concentrate in the United States today from New Zealand cows by far. Use that. You will thank me. Paleo40 is the promo code. It is for the Paleo Simplified Naked Whey Protein Concentrate. It's the exact same thing as Fortify. We're not discounting the Fortify because I don't have that many left on the Naked Protein, but I got pallets of the Paleo Simplified. Remember, Fortify has been around for a long time, so people trust the name. Paleo Simplified is relatively new. We make bars, we make granola, and now I'm trying to just get some of the Fortify into that channel just simply by changing the label. So use it, Paleo Simplified, actually Paleo40, fortify.com, get 40% off the ultimate protein. All right, we're going back to the phones. Ray and Venice, thanks for holding, buddy.
Yeah, hi, Doc. Dry eyes is the subject. I just got a news flash here that omega-3s from fish oil supplements no better than placebo for dry eye. This is from the National Eye Institute.
Uh-huh.
I read through it. I don't know. It's not it's not very clear to me, but it's saying it's a well-controlled trial. Excuse me, and all that. But I have my doubts on this. I sent you an email on it, so check your email.
Good.
Yeah.
So
now the question that I have is, does your office perform the visual contrast test for biotoxin exposure? This was developed by the Air Force years and years ago. It tests for your ability to distinguish shades of gray, from what I understand.
Oh, yes, contrast sensitivity testing. Absolutely. Yeah, we don't use that very often. We have a few different ways of using. We have some computerized charts and some handheld charts that test for contrast sensitivity testing. Back when I was developing Fortify vitamins, we were using a lot of contrast sensitivity testing in our studies to determine if we actually added certain nutrients like these carotenoids. Does it improve contrast sensitivity? Does it improve color vision? And it does. So when we add things like lutein and zeaxanthin to our diet, it actually improves contrast sensitivity testing. Yes, so we do have that ability. Now let's diverge back. The study that you mentioned by the National Eye Institute, which is a branch of the FDA, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't read it yet, but I'm thinking they used that in a huge study that was the AREDS-1 and AREDS-2 study. The AREDS-2 study, one arm of it was testing omega-3, okay, to see if it benefited macular degeneration, but also other arms were looking at things like dry eye. So that study had thousands and thousands of people in it. But here's the problem. Here's the dilemma, okay? They used an ethyl ester fish oil and it was a relatively low concentration. First of all, an ethyl ester molecule has ethanol attached to it, very inefficient, very unstable. A lot of those fish oils are rancid before you even get it. It's got to pass through your liver, cleave off the ethanol, replace a triglyceride backbone before it goes into the system. And they were using like 1812, 180 over 120 EPA and DHA. And I've done a lot of omega index studies, and the problem is an ethyl ester molecule fish oil basically does just about nothing at those levels. It won't move your EPA and DHA hardly at all in your omega index. That's a blood test that actually measures the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6.
Right.
So our Fortify Super Omega, when I was developing it 6-7 years ago, we did a lot of these, and I kept raising the formula until 2 per day dosing got the omega index between 9 and 11% in everybody under 250 pounds. So there are many studies out there that document if you take the right levels of a triglyceride form omega-3 fish oil, it definitely helps dry eye. So remember, you have to look at studies very carefully, and certainly if they're not using much of a poor substance, it's not going to do anything. And then it's a little bit of misleading to the public, because then they'll start saying a big title like this, omega-3 doesn't help dry eyes, or omega-3 doesn't help the heart. So, and then you start to wonder, who's at the front of this? Is it big pharma? What's going on? Why do they want you not to take nutrients that are good for you, is the question.
This study was just published online yesterday in the New England Journal of Medicine. That's why it caught my eye, because this is something, it looks like it's something new. It could be one of those mega studies.
Right.
But I don't know. It's the devil is in the details here. You're going to have to read through this, because this is just, they've got some kind of a dream. I don't know if you heard of a dream study or a dream group or something like that, that the Dry Eye Assessment and Management Research Group.
Yep,
I've never heard of something like that.
Yep. I'm familiar with those guys. And I'll be interesting to see what they use. So you sent it to idude92@icloud.com, right?
Right.
Good. So I'll email you what I think about it, and then we'll talk about it on the radio show next week as well.
Okay, great. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And who knows? Maybe it's something new. I mean, we're always learning. We'll find out. So we'll talk about dry eye. First, let's open up the phone lines again. If you got a question, give me a call, 1-866-977-4820. That's 1-866-977-4820. Remember, I'm available half-day Mondays, all-day Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and not on Fridays at the Lange Eye Institute. But Dr. Yadi Exposito is there 5 days a week. Dr. Seaborn Hunt and Dr. Michael Tolatino are there on certain days as well. So let's talk a little bit about dry eye. There is a condition called blepharitis that many of our listeners out there actually have. I'm holding up something for Facebook. People that are watching me on the video now worldwide or on Facebook, I'm holding up a meibomian gland structural image, okay? This is something that you can get done at many eye doctors now, where we actually image your meibomian glands. Meibomian glands are the glands that are around your lid margins, and they secrete the crucial outer lipid layer of your tear film. Well, with chronic inflammation of these meibomian glands, they break down, and then you lose the ability to secrete this crucial layer of your tear film. Your eyes become very dry. You can get scarring. I mean, you can have serious vision impairment and pain from dry eyes. So one of the culprits is not only a poor diet, so go on the Lange diet. Google Lange diet. Lange diet will help, definitely. It also will help you lose a lot of weight if you want to lose that weight quickly and safely. But blepharitis is an accumulation of bacterial buildup, viral buildup, and even parasites called Demodex that hang out on your eyelid margins. And some of the common symptoms of blepharitis are itching and scratchy eyes, foreign body sensation, tearing, crusting, redness, mattering, dry eyes, eyes you're rubbing, eyes that are throbbing, these very inflamed, red, ugly-looking eyes. And so we got to get rid of that blepharitis. Well, there's two ways to do it. Number one, hot washcloth, all right, hot compress or the Brooder mask that I like. Then you got to scrub your eyelashes. So I like a detergent-based lid scrub called OcuSoft. You can buy that on the website at fortify.com. You can get it at the Lange Eye Institute. You can get it at Fortify Vitamins. You can get it at many eye doctors. So you clean your eyelids with a detergent-based eyelid cleanser like OcuSoft. There's many other brands on the market. If you have a lot of animals in the house and you still have problems and you have significant crusting of your eyelids, you very well quite probably have a parasite. It's like a little worm that has little claws on it called Demodex. And we can actually pluck your eyelashes and put it under a microscope that has a video attached to it and show you that you have these things in the office. Well, that Demodex crawls into the hair follicle where your eyelashes are and lays eggs. Those eggs back up on your lids. And the only way to kill this is with something called Clearadex. Well, it's not the only way because there's some other companies that make something similar. It's a tea tree oil-based derivative. But Clearadex is the one that I like. It's studied and it works. So some of you are going to use Clearadex and a combination of OcuSoft, a detergent, and the Clearadex actually kills these little parasites. You can buy that at fortify.com. But here's the big deal here. A lot of you have done these lid scrubs and you don't have any relief. So now there's a procedure that we can do. It's kind of like an exfoliation procedure we do in the office. It's not covered by insurance. It's $200, but it's called ocular hygienists do this. I do it personally. I don't let my technicians do it. It's got like a little drill with a medical sponge on the end of it. One of a product's manufacturers is called Blefex. You can YouTube that, Blefex, for blepharitis. And so we take this and we put a special cleanser on it and sounds like a drill, and we cleanse off the bottom and upper lids, and it actually rotates with pressure and pulls these parasites out of the glands and pulls everything that's blocking. It cleanses, and then we reverse it and cleanses it the other way. It makes the lids like you're, a 5-year-old child, or an infant. Crystal clean. Makes your eyes feel amazing. So if you had this problem with blepharitis and dry eyes, you may be a candidate to come in to have this lid exfoliation, or you can just call it Blefex, although there's some other manufacturers. Lid Pro makes one that does it, and some other companies that make some technology similar to the Blefex. But Blefex is easy for you to remember, and you can go to the internet and learn more about Blefex. Blephex. We do offer it at the Lange Eye Institute. I usually do it at the end of the day, so 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It takes about 15 minutes to do it, and it actually makes your eyes feel amazingly, and it helps dry eyes dramatically. All right, let's go back to the phones. I think Tampa Bay, Dolia. Good morning. Hello, Dahlia? Dolly? Dolly.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Lange. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I heard everything you just indicated about dry eyes. However, my concern was that also. However, the other concern I had was when your inner corner of the eye begins to burn, and then it escalates to the whole eye when you are going to sleep, and then when you wake up in the morning, your eyes are still burning. What do you suggest? It burns so bad that you're not even able to open the eye in the morning to put some drops in.
Yep, burning is usually a sign of significant dry eye, okay? So number one and foremost is lubricate, but got to get a good lubricant like Oasis Tears and Blink Tears. Those are the ones I do like the best, okay? And you can get them through fortify.com. You can call Fortify Vitamins. You can get them in 1 to 2 days. If you buy something over the counter, go to preservative-free TheraTears or Sustain. Make sure it's preservative-free, okay?
We've used that. We've used Sustain. We go through Sustain so quickly.
Also, it's crucial to clean the eyelids very diligently before you go to bed. Put a hot washcloth on your eyes for 10 minutes, or get something called the Brooder mask. You put that in the microwave for 20 seconds, and you just lay it over your face with Velcro, and that opens up the glands that are clogged, and then clean them afterwards. So heat them, and then clean them with the OcuSoft lid foam or the pads.
All that has been done. That's what I'm trying to get at. basically all your suggestions have been done, but nothing seems to work. The eyes seem to keep getting worse and worse.
Okay. Now, are you taking omega-3 fish oil?
Yes.
Good. All right, so then you're going to have to see your doctor because they might put you on a new prescription drop called Xiidra. It's the new generation Restasis, all right? It's a prescription drop you use twice a day, or you may want to ask your doctor to see if you're a candidate for punctal occlusion, punctal plugs. These are little implants we put in your drains, so it keeps your tears on your eye a lot longer, and it works amazingly well for dry eye. So we start the natural approach first, then we try the plugs and or the Xiidra prescription eye drops. If you're still having a problem, then then we go
we
to
are.
All right. Then you ask your doctor.
We tried all that also.
Then ask your doctor about Procera. Procera is a stem cell enhanced amniotic membrane. Now, what you may want to consider first is what I just talked about, the BlephX procedure, where they exfoliate your eyelid margins and open up those glands. So they'll charge you cash anywhere from $150 to $400. You know, we charge $200. So ask, you know, maybe for that procedure, but look into that. All right. So exfoliation of your eyelid margins with something like BlephX and Procera. Those two things will probably help. I would probably try the exfoliation first. And if that doesn't work, we put a stem cell enhanced amniotic membrane on your eye. And most of my patients do quite well. And I got to tell you, I've got patients that are 99 years old, and when they blink, dust comes out their eye. That's how dry their eyes are. And we're able to help them.
So with the Procare, I mean, what's the procedure on that? I mean, how is that just a one-shot deal? Well,
yeah, you got to make sure your insurance pays for it because it's about $1,000, and so it's like a contact lens that has stem cells basically in it. And we put it on your eye, and we take it out 5 days later. And I've had patients with severe dry eye that haven't had any symptoms for 3 years after us putting the Procure on. By the same token, I've had some patients that hadn't worked quite as well.
So when you put the contact in the face for 5 days and you pull it out, then what happens?
Well, then hopefully it's hallelujah. Hopefully you're better. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me ask you this. Can perfume also irritate the eyes?
Absolutely. Perfume can. Any type of spray in a confined area can aggravate the eyes significantly. Hairspray is the worst, but perfume can too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the Procare, once you finish with that procedure, and if it doesn't work, what would be another suggestion?
Well, remember I told you prescription drops. Ask about Xiidra. That's X-I.
We tried that.
Oh, you tried that already.
Tried that. Yeah, it didn't work.
We can take.
I'm serious. This case is like severe. I think it passes the word severe dry eyes.
Yeah, I mean, there's other.
We tried everything out there.
Well, try those things we just talked about first, and then we go from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's a new one, the BlephX. So we'll. Fine, consider that one.
Yep. Now, there's some other things. I got to tell you, there's some other things, some technology things like LipiFlow and IPL. These things get relatively expensive, but first things first. You try the things that aren't too expensive and the things that are covered by insurance first. When those are all exhausted, we go to the other aspects, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Lange. I appreciate that.
Take care. Bye-bye. And we are a dry eye center of excellence at the Lange Eye Institute. So we have people come from all over for dry eye and natural macular degeneration treatment. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctor. Remember, next week, Dr. Kieran Heck, world-leading authority on astaxanthin, will be a guest with me on this show. So tune in. I'm out of here. Have a great day, and God bless you.
Cannot see the sky. Is this the price for having learned how not to cry?
The new home of the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. We welcome all the Bubba Army to WWBA Largo, Tampa Bay.
And W252DF, 98.3 FM Largo.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The coordinated Allied attacks by the U.S., Britain, and France against Syria are being called a success.
I'd use 3 words to describe this operation: precise, overwhelming, and effective.
At a Pentagon briefing this past hour, Lieutenant General Kenneth McKenzie says dozens of missiles hit their targets aimed at disabling the Syrian government's research and storage facilities for chemical weapons. The president tweeting this morning saying, quote, mission accomplished. Syria and its ally Russia condemning the strikes. Russian President Vladimir Putin claiming anti-missile systems blocked the majority of missiles. ABC's Martha Raddatz has more.
I think you will hear lots of huffing and puffing from Russia, but they don't want this to escalate any more than the U.S. does. And in the end, this missile strike was not anywhere near what it could have been. And while the U.S. did not let Russia know what they were targeting last night, unlike last year, they did have that deconfliction line open, telling the Russians where they would be operating last night.
ABC's Martha Raddatz. The Syria airstrikes come as the president is facing a political and legal firestorm back at home. ABC News learning his personal attorney, Michael Cohen, is still representing the president, even as he could be the subject of an FBI criminal investigation. Attorneys were in court Friday fighting to get back documents and recordings that were seized in an FBI raid earlier this week. Here's ABC's Kenneth Moten.
Cohen's lawyers argue they should decide which items are protected by attorney-client privilege, but prosecutors say they have their own team to decide what's privileged, pointing out Cohen has been under investigation for months. The new developments come as Cohen continues to battle Stormy Daniels in court. The adult film star is suing to speak out. Cohen paid her $130,000 before the 2016 election to keep quiet about an alleged 2006 affair with Trump. Overnight, Cohen filed a petition asking the judge to temporarily delay the civil case during the criminal investigation.
You're listening to ABC News.
When you're thinking about getting a mortgage, everyone has a piece of advice. And believe me, you'll hear it all. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. And the thing I've learned about mortgage advice is everyone has some. But not everyone has what's right for you. Rocket Mortgage has helped millions get the information that they need. Based on real data, we've made everything easy to understand so you can confidently make the right decision and get a solid approval in as few as 8 minutes. In fact, for 8 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Rocket Mortgage. Check it out. Take your time. And if you have questions, we'll be here with expert advice you can trust. Because we know that buying a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. So give us a call at 800-QUICKEN or visit rocketmortgage.com today to learn more. Start the journey toward your perfect home with America's largest mortgage lender.
Based on Rocket Mortgage data in comparison to public data records. For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Results may vary.
Tomorrow is International Safe Space Day. It's a day that's dedicated to survivors of child sex abuse. ABC's Mark Remillard spoke with one survivor.
Dr. Rosina Bakari says she's one of millions of Americans who live each day as a survivor of child sex abuse.
My experience was pretty typical.
Bakari says she dealt with abuse starting at the age of 7 and, like many others, spent years feeling isolated.
I was baffled as to how I could feel that isolated, and there were 40 million people who had at least a similar experience.
That's why Bakari started Safe Space Day to help connect survivors.
We can't support each other if we're not living openly.
Her book, Too Much Love Is Not Enough, was released this week detailing her story, and she says she hopes it'll encourage others to seek support. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
A world-famous magician forced to give up his secrets after he was sued by a member of his audience in Las Vegas.
A British tourist is trying to take David Copperfield down and to the cleaners with a civil lawsuit. On the first day of the trial Friday, attorneys detailed the trick where Copperfield picks an audience member and makes them disappear from a platform on stage and gets them to reappear in the back of the theater. The lawyer for Gavin Cox says his client claims he slipped, fell, and was injured as he made his way through the route that took him through hallways. In his lawsuit, Cox argues he spent more than $400,000 on medical care and treatment, and that the trick was, quote, an accident waiting to happen. Todd Ant, ABC News.
This is ABC News.
When you join the Fuel Rewards program at Shell, you get instant gold status and save 5 cents per gallon on every fill every day. And if you join between now and May 27th, you can save an additional 25 cents per gallon on your second fill. But you'll feel like you're reaching up and high-fiving a million angels. To join, download the Fuel Rewards app and start saving today. Offer subject to gold status. Limit 20 gallons at participating Shell stations. See fuelrewards.com/gold for full terms and conditions. Restrictions apply. For 25 cents per gallon bonus, 5 gallon minimum purchase required on first fill.
I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Have you ever spent a night on organic cotton sheets? If you have, you've probably never slept better. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch. We make the softest, most comfortable, 100% organic cotton sheets you will ever sleep on. You can't buy our sheets in store, only on our website. Because we only sell them online at bowlandbranch.com, our sheets cost less than half of designer brands and are twice the quality. You won't believe how comfortable 100% organic cotton sheets can feel until you try Boll & Branch. Hundreds of thousands of Americans love Boll & Branch sheets, including 3 U.S. presidents. Don't just take my word for it. Sleep on our sheets risk-free for a month. If they're not the most comfortable you've ever slept on, you can send them back for a refund. Plus, if you order right now, we'll give you $50 off your first set of sheets plus free shipping at bowlandbranch.com. Promo code SLEEP. Spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com. Promo code